Welcome to CashFlow Tribe's Masterclass. Please remember to turn off your phone and any other distractions. Pay attention and, most importantly, have fun. Before we begin, here's a quick disclaimer. Ben Murison, Matt McKeever, and CashFlow Tribe Incorporated are Murison and Matt McKeever based on observations of the real estate market. It is in no way to be considered as legal and financial planning advice. Before any consideration is given to a real estate investment strategy, do not invest on this information without first consulting with a licensed attorney, properly accredited in the jurisdiction, and having expert knowledge in the practice of real estate. Real estate or private mortgage investing should never be considered until after you have consulted with both legal and financial professionals who understand the risks and can advise you properly. This message is in no way a solicitation for financing transaction with Ben Murison or Matt McKeever, or any of his affiliates, corporate or otherwise, but again, should be viewed as only points of discussion and consideration with your own professional advisors.
Hello. Welcome.
Hey, doing good. How are you, Ben?
I'm good, my brother. I'm good. All right, let me just see here. Boom. Okay. Just going to get your camera fixed a little bit. I think you have a little bit of shadow. Perfect. Okay, awesome. All right, how are you guys feeling at home? How's everybody doing? You guys feeling good? Okay, awesome. We got some good friends here in the mix. We got a good group here tonight. We're going to be jumping into some cool stuff. Today we're going to be talking about closing the deal. The 3 things to say for a guaranteed close. So we're going to be talking about this stuff with buyers and sellers. And I'm excited for this conversation. There's a lot of valuable info that we talk about on a regular basis. And this topic is something that sometimes investors overlook to an extent. The conversation is so important. Let me just know real quick where you guys are from. Rep your city if you could in the comments for us as we get started. All right. Yeah, always a good day when you're with Tribe. Yes, that's right. Absolutely. So you guys who are sticking around, we're going to give you the Excel deal analyzer tool at the end of this, just as a cool gift for hanging out with us today. Just want to let you guys know we appreciate you. And do me a quick favor. Please don't post any external links. Don't be spamming the thing. All right, guys, because our moderator is here and they're gonna bump people out if somebody's getting spammy. So let's just keep the spam to a little bit. Keep it to nothing, actually. And then save the questions till the end. What we're going to do is we're going to focus on some Q&A and we'll jump into some stuff on this. So we're going to go through the information pretty quick. So it's important for you guys, number one, stick to the end with us to grab the free gifts. We're going to have the link for you guys to do that. And then turn off any distractions because we are going to go quick. We're probably not going to repeat ourselves too much here today. So just keep the distractions to a low and then pay attention. And my biggest rule is just to have some fun. All right. I believe that you should have fun as a real estate investor. Okay. I think life is too hard to not have fun. So I hope you guys are okay with that as well. I'm going to keep, if you guys know me well, I'm a zero bullshit kind of guy. I have no desire for bullshit. I have no desire to hide stuff. I'm just going to give you all the transparent information, give you guys as much value as we can and just roll with it. Okay. Somebody said amen to that. Fun is great. Okay, cool, guys. So we're going to jump right into it. You guys know who we are, but for those of you who might be new, who is brand new, just give me a quick thumbs up if you're absolutely brand new and maybe you don't really know who we are. Matt, just give them a quick rundown of your creds, man. Tell them about the street creds. Okay, cool.
Hey, guys, Matt McKeever here. So if you guys aren't familiar with my story, real estate investor, started investing back in 2010, slowly buying a property a year. Eventually in 2016, I quit the rat race. I was working as a full-time CPA and just kind of dropped out. For a year, I just kind of lived that early financial independence, retired early life. And then after that, decided to really keep growing my real estate business and started a YouTube channel. And now I have Canada's largest real estate investing YouTube channel. We produce a video a day. We're actually approaching, by this weekend, we should hopefully have 60,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. And if my face looks familiar, but you don't follow me, maybe you saw me on my buddy Graham Stephan's YouTube channel. And that video now actually has 1.25 million views alone. So these days, just really aggressively buying apartment buildings in Southwestern Ontario. And we also do a lot of wholesaling here in London, Ontario. So my team's making dozens of offers a week.
Okay. Yeah, you might have to refresh your page, guys, if you can't hear Matt. We actually have this issue every week. So it's some people will have a challenge. Matt will try to turn his mic up as loud as possible. I've got mine dialed up here, so just try refreshing. If you guys don't know a lot about me, I'll give you a quick intro. So I came here as an immigrant at 5 years old, and I built a real estate company from a young age. I have the oldest of 9 children. When I first started buying real estate, the bank told me, no, you don't have the job, you don't have the credit, you don't have the income, you don't have the credentials. So I went on this journey to find private financing. And ever since then, I've bought over 245 deals right now in Southwestern Ontario. I've used all private financing. So anybody who says that zero money down doesn't work or VTBs don't work, I'm living proof with hundreds of deals that, yes, they do work. I also own a private mortgage company, and I partner with a lot of people these days in the JV side of things, where I bring the money a lot of cases, they bring a deal or vice versa, and we put deals together. So Matt and I got together and we decided, let's create a really cool community. We can help people really get results, because I'm a big proponent of results, guys. I've got this whole thing, like, you might not like my personality because I'm really like outgoing and I'm loud and I'm bubbly, but I hope you can appreciate the hustle, right? And I really want people to get results. So I would rather you get results and not like me. But if you get results, then you'll forgive me eventually. Maybe I'm too loud, too abrupt otherwise. So tonight we're going to be talking about how to separate the drama from the data. I'm big on this. By the way, check out this shirt. Data or drama. Boom. Okay. It. So I want zero drama today. We're just going to focus on the data. All right. We're going to focus on the 3 things to say to sellers and buyers to get them to say yes. And then the 4 tips for taking your deal making to the next level. This is a skill. It is science and it's an art form. And if you understand the science and apply the art, you can become an amazing communicator, and you will make money in real estate as a communicator. But you got to understand the value of communication. That skill is more important than you swinging a hammer. It's more important than you knowing how to find, contractors. The science and the art of negotiating. And we're going to make this simple so we don't get too crazy with theoretical stuff, because we don't like theoretical stuff. In fact, I dropped out of university because I was tired of the theory. I just wanted the practical. So Matt actually graduated, so he's more learned than I am. All right, Matt, go ahead, man. Why don't you take it away?
All right. Yeah. So the title of tonight's webinar is the 3 things to say for a guaranteed close with buyers and sellers. And if we jump over to the next slide, confession time. Our marketing team actually put together that headline. So we said we were going to talk about negotiating with sellers. And I think the way they framed it to me, it really sounded like a silver bullet solution. Like if then there was 3 tricks to really like trick a seller or a buyer. I wanted to just confess right off the bat here with you guys. Yeah. There's no tricks. There's no silver bullets, but there are ways that we can position ourselves well in order to really understand the seller's motivations and create a win-win with the seller, or if we're looking at selling ourselves with the buyer.
Yeah, so we'll just give you the transparent side. There's a little bit of clickbait has nothing to do with us. I'm just saying, we're just going to give you the straight. There is a formula, though, that you can use that I use a lot. And if you practice this and you get good at it, there's no get rich quick in real estate, but you can hone in and develop a skill set to give you an edge over a lot of other people who actually don't recognize or realize that this skill is important. So Matt, go ahead. There's no silver bullets.
Yeah. So again, there's no silver bullets. There's no tricks to convince sellers to sell or buyers to buy. Again, we're not trying to trick anyone with anything. We're actually just presenting opportunities and options is really the way I like to view it.
Yeah,
but
options I figured, is a great idea.
If we jump over to the next slide, I still thought, why not actually ask my wholesale team for their number 1 response to the headline? So I just thought before we actually get into the serious stuff, this was their original response. And so a few of them actually had some great responses. So what's your number 1 response? And this was from Adam Martin from my team. And he just said, I'm proud to present you my offer here today in writing, as I believe I've taken into account your need and mine based on everything we have discussed from the moment you called me to now. Start reading through page 1, form 100. So he's referencing the actual purchase and sale agreement. So one of the things Adam Martin really likes to do is sit down when he can in front of the sellers and just walk them through page by page and really address any concerns or objections they may have, because it can be intimidating at first to see a purchase and sale agreement. But once you actually start going through it, it's all written in plain English.
Dude, it doesn't get more transparent than the text messages, man. Like, that's awesome. Like, we're going to get right to the meat and potatoes. Who's the meat and potatoes person over here? Like, all you like is meat and potatoes. You like, forget the freaking pickles, forget all the other crap. Just give me meat and potatoes. Yeah, Kevin's one of them. I like my nuts and bolts meat and potatoes people. I love it. It's awesome. Yeah, Zachariah, I hear you, man. All right, Matt, keep going. So their response.
So this next one's maybe a little bit more tongue-in-cheek. This was from Jeff Weibo. So he just gave us a clip to The Godfather and the scene where he says, I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse. So that's a little bit more clickbaity. But if we jump to the third one, Mike Nowicki from my team, who's actually been crushing it his first year wholesaling real estate. And he's on pace to do, like, he's already done over 6 figures in his first year wholesaling real estate. This was his response. And I thought it was actually a great response. So after discussing all of our needs, I feel that we are both being fair and we'll come out with a win-win situation. Do you agree? So he's kind of walking you through how he'd verbally discuss it with them on the phone. So get a yes. And then if I can get that price approved by my team, will you be in the position to move forward on the sale of your house? So again, he's trying to confirm that are they the decision maker and are they in a position, or is there anyone else that they need to loop into in regards to the decision? Then finally, so he's now saying like, call. Oh, sorry. If we jump back just to the last one. So call, I'm waiting to confirm that we are good to go at the price you have chosen. I'm now going to send you the agreement of purchase and sale with all the conditions we have discussed. Can I expect this to be signed back tonight? So again, he's just trying to manage expectations here. He's explaining to them exactly how the process is going to go. And just a pro tip here, we always use DocuSign or some sort of e-signature program. And this is especially important now during COVID-19.
That's powerful. I mean, and we're staying in agreement with people, right? Which is why this language is so powerful. Is that fair? Do you agree? Do we understand each other? When we stay in agreement with people, what we do is we build commonality, we build a bond with people so that we can truly stay in that conversation. When we don't do that and we fail to build the bond with people, it becomes a very much back and forth kind of aggressive stance on both parties. And then there's a failure to communicate the real objectives. It's very like the real issue at hand. And sometimes you're not getting transparency. So if you want transparency, it's really important to make sure that you're staying in that tone of agreement. So I think that's really well. I'm having a headset issue here. Really well worded and just very well. So I'll just keep popping over here. Okay.
So now that we kind of have the silver bullets out of the way, let's discuss how how myself or Ben would set ourselves up for success, right? Yeah. You guys don't even go out and look at a property until you really understand their perspective.
Yeah, let me touch on that a little bit. So I really believe like it's not always be closing, it's always be serving. So if you guys are writing down notes, put that as your ABS, always be serving. That's how I approach every conversation that I have, because if it's truly a win-win and you're truly the right person for the for the situation, and you can bring a viable solution, then it really becomes a deal opportunity for you. You get paid in this business in direct correlation to your ability to solve the seller's problem within a specific time frame. See, you're bringing confidence to a situation where there's chaos. If you don't bring confidence by knowing exactly what to say, being able to really stay in agreement, being able to provide viable solutions, understanding things about the market and the property and the stuff that maybe the seller doesn't, if you can't bring that confidence, then you can't expect to put a deal together. If you're bringing more chaos to chaos, you're going to further complicate the matter, and people don't buy or sell when they're complicated or confused. People want to remove hurdles. So your job and my job is to remove as many potential hurdles from the seller's life as possible. So think about it that way. So when you go to somebody and you just throw a price out, it is the worst thing you can do. You haven't solved anything. In fact, it's insulting to throw a price at something like, oh, I feel horrible today. Well, let me just give you $80,000 and help you feel better. That doesn't work, folks. So the people that are highly transactional are going to lose in this business in the long run. I would tell you that the better person you are, the more relational you are, the more empathetic you can be, just to be a good human, that will get you deals. I know it sounds funny. I know a lot of people are going to say that sounds goofy. The truth is it's not goofy. I'm living proof that just being a good human helps. A lot of you guys join CashFlow Tribe, let's be honest, because of Matt and myself. Am I right? Show of hands. If you're in CashFlow Tribe because of Matt and myself, you like our personalities, you like our success, you like our attitudes. Okay, great. So it's the same when you build rapport and likability with other people. So they will do business with you just because of who you are, not what you know. Think about that for a little second. I've had sellers say to me that I would rather give you the deal, even if I take less, because I like you. I respect you. I appreciate your sincerity. I appreciate your willingness to be very transparent with me. So what I do is I actually walk the seller through all the options And I don't try to sway their bias towards me. I walk them through all the options. And then if I'm truly the best option for them, then we have a reason to move forward. But biggest problem I have, folks, is we are not mature investors, meaning we don't have mature conversations with people. We have a lot of surface level conversations. So just kind of touching on that a little bit further. Matt, I'll let you pick it up there.
Yeah, so it really comes down to we need to understand their underlying motivations. So we often focus on like, why are they selling now? So again, there has to be some sort of reason why they've decided that they want to sell today and not a month ago or wait another month, especially right now during COVID-19. There's probably a real motivation there as to why that they want to sell. So if we could just jump back one there, Ben, sorry.
Yep, my apologies.
So, and then what will you do once you sell? So also finding out, have they started thinking about the future? Have they already started future pacing their thoughts towards looking towards something? So is there a real reason that they want to move? They want to move because of job transfer. They want to be closer to their family. They want to, whatever the case is, upgrade their home. And then what's most important about selling their house? So again, oftentimes I find new investors, they jump to conclusions that the absolute top dollar is the only motivating factor. Sometimes it is, oftentimes it could be, but oftentimes it is something else, or it's a combination of factors that really come together that are important to the seller. So until we really understand their story and where they're coming from, it's hard for us to understand their motivations for why they're selling now, what they're going to do once they sell, and then what's the most important thing about selling their home.
Yeah, it really comes down to a big thing that we talked about, which is objections versus complaints. And I learned this a long time ago from Cardone, and it helped me in my business. Treat every complaint as a complaint unless it's validated as an objection. You see, buyers, they say buyers are liars. Well, sellers are liars. They're not lying. They're not trying to, negligently deceive you, but everybody will position themselves in the best possible light. We all do this. You want to go on a date with a girl? What do? You doll yourself up, you cut your hair, you wear your humble hat, right? You want to put yourself in the best possible light, because God forbid she find out you got a bald patch coming in. So, so we all do this, every one of us. And the truth is to remove your hat and go, hey, let's see the honest truth of what's there. And the only way to do that is to break down that barrier and really start getting comfortable with people in that conversation. So listen, folks, if you're a great human being and people can resonate with you and you have solid intentions, that's what truly matters here. It's intentionality. You see, a lot of times, I read this the other day, we look at somebody's activity and we judge them based on the activity that they do. But however, for us, when we identify ourselves, we look at the intention of what we're trying to do, and that's how we judge our own behavior. So, we have to break those two things apart. Oh, this guy's out making offers. What's the intention behind it? What are they really trying to accomplish? Are they making offers to screw people, or are they making offers to help people? If this guy's trying to grow a real estate business, why? Is he trying to feed his family and his community, or is he just trying to go buy the flashiest crap that he can find so that he can impress people? Like, the intention truly matters. Now, if you're a shitbag, don't do this business. Like, don't hang out with us, because I don't want to be around you. But if you're a good person that cares about people, great. Then it's going to be like, this business is a lot easier than you realize if you're willing to be honest and open with your intentions. But state your intentions. I can't say that more for the considered than that, but state your intentions every time is powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the only way we can truly achieve a win-win is by understanding the other party's motivations, like we were talking about. And so, in my opinion, negotiation, real estate investing, it's all about information asymmetry. So the better we understand the other party, the better we can structure a deal. So oftentimes when we first sit down with the seller, until we've built up rapport, until we've had a conversation, until we've really explored their motivations, there's a lot of information asymmetry where we don't actually understand what their true motivations are. We don't understand what's actually important to them. Again, sometimes like the seller may not have even really sat down and thought to themselves, like, what's actually really important to me? What is actually causing me to want to sell this property? And so often by discussing it through with them, we can get to the bottom of that and figure out exactly how to structure the deal in a way that's both going to satisfy our needs as a real estate investor, as well as their needs as a seller.
Now, let me touch on that real quick. People won't help you discover their true motivation until they trust your intentions. You see, if they don't trust you, they won't tell you really what's going on with that property. So this is how I know where communication breaks down. When somebody says to me, Ben, how do I find out what somebody paid for it? The answer is you ask them. Well, why would they tell me that? Well, they won't unless they believe that your intentions are pure. Are you coming alongside the seller to be able to have dialogue and be able to walk with them in that journey? Or are you coming up against them and you're just another obstacle in their way of getting their house sold? So ask yourself that question. Are you just another obstacle for the seller, or are you truly a solution, somebody who's empathetic ear that they can fall on, right? So they will tell you, in my experience, the seller will tell you everything you need to know if you simply gain enough trust and credibility. If you don't, then you're looking for loopholes and shortcuts and cheats like a video game to get ahead because you haven't done the work, right? When you do the legwork with the seller, there's no need to have to go do a whole bunch of other outside work. I'm telling you, there isn't, because you're already going to have a lot of the relevant pieces of information where you can make a decision. What other people do is they completely reverse it. They choose not to build a relationship. They choose not to have an honest phone call. So they go around looking at the property. They speculate on the condition. They speculate on a whole bunch of stuff. And the problem is they're not willing to get to the root of the thing that actually produces the result, the deal making. The conversation is the only thing that matters. You guys think a lot of times that the property, like what about the property? Calculate ARV. None of that shit means anything if you don't have rapport with the seller and if you can't garner rapport. I know we think it does, but I'm here to tell you, like, wherever that belief system came from, it's not a real one. That belief system is garnered by other people just throwing offers every day, and they think it's quality over quantity. But the truth is, just like your Facebook friends, it's not always about quality over quantity. See, I'd rather just have quantity over quality. I'd rather just have quality, just people who generally have great contacts. So meaning you can have 5 leads in your system or 50 leads in your system. But if the 5 are qualified with a real conversation, those will always be more valuable than the 50 that aren't. Okay, let's keep going. Tip 2, understand the difference between complaints and objections, which I kind of alluded to a little bit earlier. I'll let Matt jump in this because he's got a great video.
Sure. So yeah, I thought it'd be great to break down and just kind of highlight, our buddy Evan Stewart. He really hits this home. Maybe you guys saw him during our tribal summit. Maybe you've been fortunate enough to see him at one of our weekend workshops. But in his talks about complaints versus objections, he really forces you to get clear on what a complaint is and an objection. A complaint is really just clutter. It's just noise, where an objection is actually really specific. Oh, I think we jumped a couple slides.
Yeah, that's my bad.
And so a complaint is something that's very vague, and an objection is something that's actually specifically holding you back from doing the deal. So force the seller to get specific when they say something to you. So what specifically about X do you need to discuss? So if they're like, oh, I need to discuss this with my partner, rather than just being like, okay, that makes sense. It's more important that we get to the specifics. What specifically do they need to talk about their partner? Because maybe there's something they haven't told us yet that is actually going to hold them back from doing the deal, other than just discussing it with their partner. And then another great phrase is there anything else holding us back from moving forward if we address X? So is there anything else holding us back from doing this deal once you talk with your partner? Oh, well, we're also going to need to find a new place to live. Yeah. Okay, well, now we've got a little bit more information and a better understanding. Maybe they haven't been really taking the sales process seriously. Maybe we need to dive a little bit deeper and figure out really what their underlying motivation is. And in essence, understanding the difference between a complaint and an objection is how Evan was able to build his $35 million company that he really calls his obsession.
I love that. This is such a powerful skill set to develop, right? Our friend Chris, who's with us at the weekend event, says skills get the deals. The skills are so important, folks. They really, really are. And a lot of times we brush over this whole thing. But if you take time to digest this, and we do this on the weekend events, we get together, we have a conversation with, Evan walks us through this like in an hour, and it's phenomenal how many takeaways there is. But it's 100% accurate. One of the biggest things is isolating the true objection that's going on. So like Matt just phrased it very nicely. If the price wasn't an issue, is there anything else that would hold us back from doing the deal? Remove the elements that you think are the true objections and find out if there's a secondary or tertiary objection. We're trying to get to the root. And I'll tell you why this matters. You know, when we say, I want to be a real estate investor, guys, why? I want to make more money. That's not a good enough reason. Why do you want to make more money? I want to take care of my family and stay home. Why is that important? Well, it's important because I want to live a life that I designed, you know, and for my family and myself. Why is that important? Because my parents worked night and day when we were little kids. And as a result, like, I don't ever want to live in that lifestyle again, not worrying about when I'm going to be able to enjoy time with my family. And why is that important? Because I want to leave a legacy with my children when they become happy. Like, if you're willing to go deeper, that's the same ideology here. Otherwise, you're going to get surface level answers to your questions, and you're going to take them at face value. And the truth is, you're going to make decisions based on those answers, and they may not be accurate data. So the biggest thing we can do in this respect is get the real story, right? You got to be an investigative journalist with a big heart. That's how I see it. Now, tip number 3, know that you need to make a deal, okay? If you're not clear on what a win-win looks like, how can you expect to truly win is a big topic. So get clear on the price, the terms. You guys need to make a deal work for you. If you're only negotiating on the price, you're overlooking so many potential opportunities, folks. Real estate is about price and terms. Actually, is that one of my houses? That's one of my houses. Where'd you get that picture? That's hilarious. That is one of my properties that I sold up here, right? Yeah, that's definitely my property. I bought and sold that deal. We're sharing deals now. My point is, it's price or terms. And actually, it's very interesting you put that property up there. You know why? Because I bought that as a cash buyer. When I sold that property, I sold it with a vendor take-back mortgage, and I gave 95% financing to the woman and her husband who bought that. Now, their story, and it's funny you bring this thing, he was working in the US and she was in Canada. She's from England. So she didn't have her status. So they couldn't get a mortgage, even though he had a great quality job, because his income was American. The Canadian banks were not willing to qualify him, even though he had been an engineer for a number of years. So go figure. There's a whole bunch of people who can qualify or just can't qualify for a mortgage, but they have the income and they have other elements. So terms, Matt, I'll let you pick it up, but it's so funny you brought that property because that was a cash and a terms deal on the purchase and terms on the sale.
Yeah, so exactly what Ben was saying there. It's just really important that we understand what a deal looks like. So far too often, I find people get into real estate investing to make money, and that's too fuzzy. So we need to really understand what's going on in our market and what a real deal looks like. Just because you negotiate a property for 5% below asking doesn't actually make it inherently a deal. We actually need a lot of data behind our decision making here. And so again, just once we have that data, we can really get clear. So get clear on what you need to achieve in that negotiation to make the deal work for you and your business model.
Love it. I love it. Guys, is this pretty cool or what? Give me some thumbs up. Give me some stuff if you like this, because we don't get to cover this topic a lot in, on this formatting. We do this a lot on the weekend boot camps, but we don't get a chance to get into this material this often. So I'm glad that we can do this today. Appreciate the thumbs up. Okay, just want to make sure you guys are tracking with us. Tip number 4, make it easy for the seller to say yes. This one's a big one, guys. Embrace the technology. Make it easy. Use the information that's available, things like DocuSign, things like Zoom conferencing. We underutilize these things. We use them for our consumption habits. A lot of times, like we'll use Netflix and use technology to consume, but we don't use it to create. So Matt, you can touch on some of this stuff here, please.
Yeah. So one of my big pet peeves in life is when people make it difficult for me to make a decision or for me to say yes. And so recently I can think of an interaction I had with an employee where they asked me a very open-ended question and provided no options and no direct solutions. And so we, as the buyer or the seller of a property, we need to really try and make it easy for everyone to put this deal together. So right now, COVID-19, that can seem like a big problem because of quarantine and social distancing and all that. But at the same time, we've got Zoom, we've got Facebook FaceTime, you've got FaceTime on your cell phone as well. You can literally have the seller just go in and do a video walkthrough of the property. Or if you're selling, you can do a video walkthrough of your property as well. There's no reason we have to get together face to face in order to sign paperwork in the 21st century. So there's things like DocuSign and Authentisign. So make it really easy for the seller to say yes if we're going to be the buyer, by laying out the contract, send it to them over by DocuSign, and you can always jump on a Zoom call and still have that face-to-face interaction and talk them through it as they go through their email. It's still a great way to build rapport and build a relationship while still following kind of our current social norms.
Yeah, something to think about, folks. You got to realize something. Like, there's an 80-20 rule in life, and 20% of the investors will do all the business. Call it what it is, guys.
Yeah.
Even within Tribe, 20% of you guys are doing all the business. And that's just the law of how this works. If you're not willing to adapt and use the technology in front of you, then you've got a massive disadvantage. Like, if you're waiting for COVID to open up before you go look at houses again, you're way behind the curve. In my office, guys, we don't even go look at properties until we have them under contract. And you're like, well, how do you possibly do that? Well, there's a whole process, and we can get into that a little bit here, but we need more intense training on that. But like, get the conversation going, lock the deal up completely virtually. For people who are skeptical doing real estate from their couch, it's just a matter of opening up your mind and recognizing that you already have all the tools you need. There's just a fear somewhere, somehow, that keeps you. Maybe you just don't know. Fear of lack of knowledge. You just don't know what's going on. Fear of rejection. We do a lot of busy work instead of doing the productive work that matters. You could work on your business for 1 hour a day or 2 hours a day tops, and you could do a deal a month and make 5, 10, 15, 20,000 bucks. There's no reason you can't do that in today's economic climate, but it takes a willingness to put in the work and maybe to learn some of the technology that you're not familiar with. Okay. So here's another one we talk about a lot, is taking counsel, not advice. Listen, folks, your friends and family, they love you, but all of the advice that they give you is advice that comes from a place that is not a place of counsel, not a place of true, genuine understanding, because they haven't done it. Advice is free. Everybody will give you advice all the time about stuff in life, but you cannot make decisions based on advice. You need counsel. You need to talk to people and hang out with people who have done exactly what you want to do and can understand the hurdles that you're about to go over, the speed bumps, and be able to help you navigate those speed bumps in an efficient and confident way. The reason, I just talked about this on my show, the reason people don't do the work is because they lack confidence. That's the truth. You don't lack information. You don't lack resources. I know you think you do. You lack confidence. It's a big problem. So if you want to gain confidence, you can borrow it from people that actually have it. Get around people. Get in the right room. Get into a smaller room. Get into a room where people are doing exactly as you want to do, and you're not talking to people on the same level. If you want to, level up, just get into a tighter room. Get into a room where there's more higher thinkers, more practitioners, and I guarantee you it actually change the way that you think and the way that you behave. Matt, you want to touch on this a little bit?
Yeah, I think you hit it perfectly there, Ben. Like, again, I always think of it through the lens of my personal experience. My parents, to this day, they're scared for me when I go and buy another real estate deal. And yet I haven't had a day job for 4 years. And that's just because that's their reality. They're not real estate investors, so they don't understand what I really do. So while they give me advice with good intentions, had I followed that advice, the results would actually be very poor. So it's important for myself and for anyone that wants to succeed in real estate investing that we're taking counsel from people that have been there, done that. If you wouldn't change positions with the person financially, you probably shouldn't be taking financial advice from them.
Yeah, I love it. And just to touch on one thing, there's two different types of advice you get from family and friends, right? Two different things you're going to get. You're going to get criticism. So they're going to critique what you're doing, and they're going to compare it to you, to them. And when they criticize you, especially people at work and otherwise, you tend to shrink up and you live in this fear. And then the other one that they give you, the other formatting, is compassion. Hey, little Jimmy, you don't need to be a successful investor. Investors are greedy. They're just out for more money. I'm going to have compassion on you. Just be as you are. You don't have to be any different than you are. Blah, 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 blah. None of those two things are helping you today. See, you want to go through some pressure. You want to go through a period of development. You want to focus on your personal development, your mindset, and your business and your wallet, because if you can't see the money in your mind, you're not going to see it in your hand. We have to go through a period where we get around people who truly are pushing bigger than us. And when we roll with people that are pushing bigger, we're more likely to push bigger. So I would invite you, if you're struggling with the mindset, a lot of people might be struggling. Give me a hand up if you struggle with mindset sometimes. If you do, all you need to do, this is the whole answer, just get into a room where enough people don't struggle as much. Get into a room where there's confidence and watch how much your confidence goes up. Here's an experiment. You're in this room right now. Who feels confident about real estate in this room right now with us? And how much more confident do you feel in this moment than maybe you did this morning when you were talking with your friend or your spouse or your coworkers? How much less confident was it in a different environment, right? So just take that to cause. Imagine if you kept staying in this environment every day, you would naturally level up your activity to match the activity of the people around you, okay? This usually comes down to kind of three things: limiting beliefs. Number one, people have limiting beliefs about real estate or the vehicle. They say it doesn't work. Wholesaling doesn't work. Real estate doesn't work. The moment you hang out with people who are doing it, you have to challenge that way of thinking. You see, somewhere, somehow, maybe somebody told you it doesn't work, right? Or wholesaling doesn't work. The question I always have for people is, who told you? Was it a successful real estate investor? Or was it your Uncle Jim who tried one time in 1995 when the interest rate was 18% and he couldn't have a go at it? So he told you it doesn't work. So it left a bad taste in your mouth from his experience, okay? The other type of thing that we struggle with is what I call external limiting beliefs. This is scarcity. There's not enough deals, not enough money, not enough opportunity. You think that there's a shortage of opportunity in the world. And if you struggle with that, I got to tell you folks, it's wrong. Somebody put that in your mind. There's only a shortage of people willing to be creative and put deals together. That's what there's a true shortage of. Now, you don't have to take my word for it. In fact, taking my word for it isn't going to help you make money. You need to actively engage in deal finding. You need to actively engage in talking to lenders. If you want to get out of scarcity mode, you have to get into work mode with the right people. Come hang out with me for a day. I promise you, you're not going to have a scarcity problem in relation to deals or money, because I don't think that way, okay? The third thing where people struggle is this right here, is the internal dialogue. I can't do it. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough, blah, 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 blah. I'm too scared. All of that stuff will hold you back. The question is this: if you're scared, if you don't think you're good enough, you don't think you're smart enough, you don't think of all this other stuff, what if you just did it anyways? What if you just went to work on your business and went to work on yourself? And what if you were good enough? What if you were smart enough? What if you were capable enough? See, when you invest in yourself and you invest in yourself and your mental state of mind and your body and when you invest in these things, you can truly open up the opportunities because you start seeing the world through a different lens. So I want you to take off the glasses that you got and put on a different set of glasses. Glasses that say it's possible. I can do this. It's not, dude, if Ben can do it, Ben Humble, who failed math 2 times, can do this. You can do this, okay? In fact, most of the investors, real estate investors that I know, with the exception of McKeever, are not that smart. I'll be honest with you. They're just regular people. All they did was went to work in the real estate business. They don't have a 4.0 GPA. They might have a 2.5-point GPA. I don't know, Matt. Do you know a lot of brilliant real estate investors?
I think all of us will just claim to be, we put in the effort, right? We put in the work. We were willing to believe in it and kind of go against the grain. I think there's a very common theme when I meet successful investors, and I'd like to think I've met a lot through the course of my YouTube channel.
Yeah. Guys, listen, I'm not that bright. I'm just willing to do the work. I'm telling you, if I can do it, you guys can do it. In fact, I know some pretty dumb investors. Dumb in terms of intellectual IQ. But they have a high level of emotional IQ because they're willing to fight the whole mindset that they have and run with hard work, not just talent. That's right, Zach, right? Hard work beats talent every time. You guys enjoying this? Is this cool? Helpful? Okay, you want to keep rolling? All right, let's keep rolling with this stuff here. So here's the deal. I know some of you guys might say, information overload, man. I want more of it, but I feel like it's a lot of stuff that we're going through, and I get that if that's you guys. So I want to help you do this. I want to help you kind of get started, learn how to make 10K from anywhere, because this is a common theme with Tribe. Listen, if you can make $10,000 from anywhere in Canada, wouldn't you say that you could be a successful investor? And you only need to do one deal before your confidence goes through the freaking roof. The hardest thing for most investors is doing that first deal. When they do it, they keep coming back. So here's an experiment. Who in here has already done a deal? Give me a thumb up or a hand up. Okay. Which means it works, because otherwise your ass wouldn't be back here for more. So if you're brand new, guess the good part. Other people are doing this, and so can you. No, I don't just mean wholesaling. I mean any deal, whether it's wholesaling, wholetailing. There's a whole conversation on that stuff, guys. Okay. So here's what we're doing. We've been doing these already. We've done 4 of them, and they've been phenomenal. And I'm sure you're seeing some of the testimonials in our Facebook group. We have a 2-day digital workshop. If you need to kick your mindset, your business into high gear, come and spend 18 hours with Matt and myself. Learn how to talk to people, exactly what we're working on. Okay. Conversations, how to build rapport, how to build relationships. We've got some amazing guests that come with us during this. I want you to stop thinking that you have to go to appointments in person, because you don't anymore. You can do this business virtually. I know it sounds too good to be true, because you've heard that from everywhere, but I literally sit at my kitchen and do a deal. Okay. There's no reason you can't do the same. I want to help you master the marketing. How do you find leads, guys? How do you find leads? How do you get deal opportunities? This is the stuff we're talking about for the 2-day. This is going to be 2 days. Okay. So it's going to be May the 30th and the following Sunday. And I'm talking 9 till 5, 6 o'clock that we go. We just had this last weekend. We had 52 people on, and I will send you, like, it was brilliant. I'll put you in contact with him if you don't believe me. Just amazing. Harvinder just did a deal under contract. She made 10 grand during COVID. Real life, folks. Okay. Neon, who was with us, did his first wholesale deal within just a matter of just a few weeks of joining. So I'm going to just let him share real quick, because we like to share Neon's conversation. So I'm just going to play this real quick, and then we'll jump right back into it.
Ben and Matt, I just wanted to take a minute and say thank you for all of the knowledge and support and opportunity and accountability that you guys are providing as part of CashFlow Tribe. Ben, as you know, I've been engaged with your content for a few months now, and Matt, I've been following your content online for just about the same amount of time. I actually came across Ben through one of your YouTube videos, but I must say that CashFlow Tribe is undoubtedly one of the most supportive efforts that you guys have put together towards a community of investors. I've personally been able to connect with other like-minded individuals in the tribe who are looking to grow and develop in real estate in very much the same way that I'm looking to grow and develop in real estate. And for someone who might be thinking, well, what difference is CashFlow Tribe than maybe just attending a local meetup? I personally think what gives CashFlow Tribe an edge is not just the deals that you guys have posted online, but the weekly deep dives that we take, whether it be a phone call with Matt where we're looking into one of the varying areas that other members of the tribe are looking to develop in, whether it be how to analyze a deal or how to finance a deal. And then there's the accountability calls with you, Ben, where you allow us to share our goals with you, and you really create a space for accountability by updating you on those goals, and even just listening to the progress of everyone else as they work towards their goals. It really just works to motivate you and inspire you to want to take more action week in and week out. One of the biggest takeaways I've had from those calls, specifically the last 2 calls, is the mindset shift that's required to be successful as a real estate investor. So again, I personally have received a tremendous amount of value from CashFlow Tribe, and I just hope that you guys continue to over-deliver. Thanks.
Love it. Thank you so much, Neon. That was awesome. Just sharing the honest truth, folks. So let me just pull it back up here, and I'm going to go ahead and I know some of you guys are asking for the link. We're going to share that in just a few moments. Just a real dude, which is awesome. And I got a chance to have dinner with Neon recently when we were at an event, and it was just powerful getting to see real people's life change. He's not the only one, by the way. Danny Godbout did a deal, made $30,000, got it funded, put a deal together. And by the way, just so you guys know, we used to do these like in-person boot camps, and they were $5,000 a day. For the weekend, I should say. And this is where we met a lot of folks. So we kind of condensed all that with COVID and put it into these weekend virtual boot camps that we do now. Andrew Cox did a deal actually here in Windsor. He picked up a new property, which is pretty awesome. And, there's tons of these testimonials. I'll just kind of fire through them. Nazar bought his first, bought a deal in Windsor, his second and third property. Here's his story. So there's all kinds. You guys can see this. Don Lewis made 30 grand doing a deal. There's his wire, actually 33,000 profit on a specific wholesale deal. Santiago's doing deals. Thomas, Danny Joseph Carroll, Harvinder with another deal. Harvinder's crushing it, by the way. This is like her second big deal that she's done recently. Junaid are doing deals as well. So I'm just going to keep throwing. So here's what you get, guys. If you guys are coming to hang out with us, 2 days of training. Okay. And it's not going to be the boot camp price because that was $5,000 that we charged for that. But we're going to move everything online. We've got a Q&A session that we do that's worth $247. We've got a separate Facebook group of people who are graduates of Alpha. This is the graduation program that you need to go through. And we're going to put you in a separate community with people who are doing deals, who've got a lot more confidence than most people do in Alpha because they're actively been through 16, 18 hours worth of training. We've also got a private chat that we do as well. So the full 2 days of training, the high leverage Facebook group, the private network, and the Q&A session. Okay. And then as a fast bonus for you guys who are joining us today, I don't usually, make this available, but I did an entire virtual wholesale training where I was selling this. I did this for $2,400. And I'm going to put the training in here. If when I do sell it online, it's about $300 typically. I'm going to go ahead and throw the training in with us today. And there's also a group follow-up call that happens as well with everybody that comes to the training. In fact, tomorrow I have a group follow-up call with the people from last weekend. And then one other thing for those of you guys that are joining us quickly, Chris Root is going to be mentoring with us here, which I'm very excited about. He was my personal mentor and still is. And we're putting together a virtual weekend. So this is the best time you guys are ever going to have an opportunity and the best pricing by far ever for one of these virtuals. So if you're on the live with us today and you're one of those like super frugal people, today's the day for you. Okay. So we're going to do the full 2 days of training. We're going to do the Facebook group, which is included in that, the private group, $49. The Q&A session we'll be doing for $247. The Chris Root private training, which is a whole separate thing. You guys get access to that. That's a paid event. Plus my entire wholesaling course that I've got, all this stuff, guys, and also the 7-day guide, give you a quick start from when you guys join us. That's a $6,000 value for buying this stuff separately. Okay. So again, 2-day weekend. All this stuff is over $6,000 for those of you guys that want to join us. Real easy, $499. All right. So here's what you're going to do. I'm going to drop the thing here right now. And as we get going, one other thing is this. I don't want your money if you're not going to commit and show up. So if you come to this thing, and I've made this claim before, if you come on Saturday and by the end of Saturday, it is not the best training you've ever got for $499, I will give you 100% of your money back. 100%. I am that confident. I've never had one person out of the 135 people that have gone through this training ask for their money back. That's got to tell you something. But I will give it to you. If you show up Friday and Saturday and you don't love it, I'll give your money back. Okay. That's something I do. So if you guys are ready to roll, we're going to get into some Q&A. We have all this stuff that's included for you guys today. All you need to do is click the little link here to get access to the personal development workshop as well. So it's $4.99 for CashFlow Tribe, and it's $1 for Chris Root. You got to click that link though, because you got to get you registered. Okay. So you got the money back guaranteed. Again, so the 2 days of training, the Facebook group, the private chat, the Q&A, the entire Chris Root training, which this Saturday is a bonus training. We're going to be spending 6 hours together focusing on personal development, mind, body, spirit. So if you want to level up yourself, the things that we focus on, what the workouts, the mindset, the books, the things that we focus on, you're getting 2 trainings, 2 weekends of training for the price of 1. So it's like a BOGO deal. I don't even know why we're doing it that cheap, but it is what it is. We want to get you guys through it because I'm a firm believer. If I get to spend 15, 16 hours with you, you will finally start taking action in this business because you'll have confidence. And it breaks my heart when I see so many amazing people come through Tribe and they just don't do the work. And I don't know, like I need to get you in a room and stare you in the eyes. So it's not as this, it's a direct Zoom call where I'm going to be asking your name. I need to know your story. It's very, very personal. So seating is limited in this room. Okay. But I want you guys to just absolutely start doing this and crushing this business. It's so important to me. So the offer's already dropped right here. We're going to take some questions for the next 20 minutes or so. And you can go ahead and click the link and grab it. Make sure you grab 2 trainings. Listen, the best training ever you guys are ever going to have. I guarantee you. I know this for a fact. I know what other people charge. I know what other people do. And 135 CashFlow Tribe members who have gone through it cannot be wrong. Okay? Do me a favor. If you've already been to one in the comments, I don't know if you guys are here or not, let people know. Is it worth it? Let them know. Give them a thumbs up if it's worth it. Give me some thumbs. Okay? Here we go. There's the boom, boom, boom. Appreciate the support. All right. You guys are awesome. Matt, let's take some Q&A, man. And let's jump right into it. Guys, I'll leave the offer on the screen for about another 24 minutes or so. Folks, if you're watching us on Facebook, there's a link here to grab this offer while it's still running right now to come and join us. I just put it in the comments for you again. It's also at the very top of the page. All right, Matt, let's do some Q&A, man.
Awesome. Absolutely. So if you guys got any questions, feel free to jump in and hit us up with your questions in the comment section. I did see a few come in a little bit earlier. So one was just asking for a little bit more clarity about what we're doing over the course of the weekend. So what I really enjoy about the weekend is we're able to get really tactical. So in fact, we didn't touch upon it in tonight's webinar, but multiple times throughout the weekend, Ben and I break off into breakout rooms. So the room even gets smaller, and you essentially get into a small room with myself or Ben. There's maybe 10, 20 other people. And oftentimes Ben will be focusing on, objection handling or phone calls or how to really scale your business. And then I'll focus on kind of the tactical stuff, and we'll do real life deal analysis. I know that's something that's really popular. In fact, for a lot of my harder core YouTube fans, I know that you guys love the numbers deep dives. So both what Ben and myself do throughout the weekend is we do live deal analysis. So Ben will literally go on realtor.ca, pull up listings in Windsor, Ontario, and we'll cold call realtors right there. Sometimes we get an answer, sometimes we don't. But again, no matter what, you're really seeing how active practitioners are implementing their business and their trade. And this is, to me, this is why I'm so proud of what we do with everything related to this weekend workshop, is because it's what I wish, 25-year-old Matt would have had 10 years ago, because it's exactly what I was looking for, was just some guidance and just some examples to follow.
Love it. Love it, guys. So if you haven't clicked the link, go ahead and grab it real quick. And the event with Chris Root is going to be so powerful, guys. I really do believe that mindset is one of the key ingredients. If you struggle with limiting beliefs, hey, man, we all struggle with limiting beliefs, okay? Every single one of us needs some help in this area. So if you want to run with lions, then it's so important to get around them and start thinking differently and start thinking in a whole different capacity. Listen, I screwed this shit up for a long time, guys. I won't lie. I tried doing this business on my own. I thought I was better than people, had an ego issue. So I wear this hat every day to remind myself I'm no different and no better than anybody else. I just need to keep asking good questions, keep asking for help, keep getting into bigger and bigger, communities of people where people are aspiring and growing, and get around the right people, not more people, just the right people. So in Tribe, just like anything else in life, there's going to be that 80-20, right? And the people that are investing in themselves are the ones who are doing the actual deals. Now, if you guys need to chat with somebody and you have a question or two, here's what you guys can do. You can go ahead and just text the word workshop to 226-457-2273. I'll drop it in the comments for y'all. Okay, Matt, let's take some more questions, man.
Absolutely. So I see Susan has a question here. When talking to a buyer, what links can you send them to help them understand an unfamiliar city? Great question, Susan. So I'm going to take this actually in two directions. One is simply, if they're brand new to a new market, the odds of us educating them enough where they're going to instantly become a buyer is pretty low as a wholesaler. So they may not be an ideal buyer for you. So I'm going to say that first. But secondly, I do think it is important that we understand the market that we're doing real estate in. So we go deep into this over the weekend workshop, but high level Cole's notes, you guys can break out your notepad here. But I encourage you to check out the CMHC website. On there, you're going to find information about the average rent prices, the average vacancy rates. A lot of data is held there. Also look at Stats Canada and look at the immigration trends for a market, and especially look at the immigration trends all the way out through 2040 or 2046. Then I also encourage you to check out each city or municipality will have an local economic development board or development council, something like that. And on that website, it'll really have a lot of facts about the city where they're really trying to pitch investors or companies to come to that city. So really just familiarize yourself with kind of the generalities. What's the unemployment rate? What are the main industries? What does the employment trend look like? What's the average median income? All that stuff is great information that we as just, sophisticated investors should be able to just kind of rhyme off. So for me, what I do is I actually keep a little database of each market that we look at or invest in. I just have a one-page fact sheet, so I can always quickly brush up on that information. And I can always share it with a seller as well who's maybe not quite as familiar with the market.
Let me touch on that a little bit too, because a lot of people are saying, well, if I had more information, I'd do more deals. Let me touch on something here that's a big topic for me. It's not about what you know. It's a lot of times who you know. You see, if you're like want to do wholesale deals right now or you want to buy real estate, who do you know that is the closest to the deal making? Who do you know that's buying the most amount of deals? Between Matt and myself, I know for a fact we're the largest deal makers, maybe even in all of Canada, but definitely Ontario. Yeah. So like get around the who, spend time with the who. It's not just about the how, guys. You know, you want to get private money. How many of you guys struggle to raise private money, right? You can't understand going to the bank and 5 mortgages and 20% down and all that stuff. There's a whole other world that exists, but you have to be open to it. How do you think a kid at 23 years old was able to go and buy, you know, dozens of properties one after the other? It wasn't through the conventional process. Guys, I didn't go to banks. I didn't go to like 20% down. I didn't have a job. Okay. So there is a whole other way. I talk about the difference between playing chess and playing checkers. And a lot of investors, they focus on playing checkers every day, one move at a time. And they don't understand there's a whole other game that's being played at a different level, different frequency. So if we don't understand the game that we're playing, the truth is we're trying to fit a lot of circles into square pegs. And the problem with that theory is it just doesn't work. So if for no other reason than just to understand the game, how do you do 100 deals if that's what you want? If you want to just understand at a high level, you have to be at this event. And I'm not here to hard pressure close you or whatever. I want to get to know people. A lot of people hit me up, Matt, and they're like, hey, can you fund this deal? And I'm like, who the hell are you? If I don't know who you are, we haven't built an existing relationship, then why would I fund a deal for you versus the other 40 people who would send me an email every week? So get to know the people, folks. Get to know Matt. Get to know mentors. Get to know practitioners. Whatever your city is, do me a favor. Drop your city real quick. I guarantee you we have people that have graduated Alpha and that live in your town. Why don't you know who they are yet? Toronto, definitely. Alliston, definitely. Kitchener, for sure. Okay, Guelph, yep. Moncton, even in BC, guys, we had a guy from Moncton last time. Vancouver, I had at least 3 people from Vancouver. Yep. Regina. Actually, we had a whole segment on Regina last time because we were talking about how cheap your real estate up there is. We found houses for like 40 grand in Regina through the process. Definitely in London. If you guys are in London, you definitely need to be there. So what I'm saying is the people that you want to talk to are investing in themselves. So don't go to these massive like local meetup groups where it's free and they have stale coffee and there's 400 people that will never do a deal. Get into the room where people are willing to pay something. When you pay attention. That's the truth. Brampton and Burlington, for sure. Anything in the GTA, y'all, just so you guys know, there's tons of people in CashFlow Tribe in the GTA. In fact, the majority of Tribe lives in the GTA, just so you guys know, okay? Mark says, I'm not willing to invest in anybody that's not willing to invest in themselves. Of course. Why would you? Like if you want 100 grand for me to do a deal or 500,000, but you haven't spent, $100 on yourself or 1,000 or 2,000 on yourself, I'm going to question if you're gambling with my money. So I just want to put that point out there. So we'll keep taking some more questions. We'll be on for another 15 minutes, guys. So keep throwing some stuff. Jan, Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, Oshawa, every one of those cities, especially Oshawa and especially Pickering, Ajax area. We've got folks. I know that for a fact. In fact, I would love to connect you. One of the cool things, folks, is when you come, we want to connect and partner people. Tribe is a virtual community representing Canada as a whole. So we need to know where y'all are at. We need to find out who is what. We've got 850 alpha members that are plugging away, right? We've got over 2,500 beta members that are brand new to their journey. So if you want to like really take this seriously, click the link, come join us, come hang out for 2 full days. Matt, I'll let you grab the next one.
Yeah. So before I jump into the next question, I just wanted to build upon what Ben was talking about there about information. And I love, there's a quote by Tim Ferriss that says, if information was the problem, if more information was the solution, we'd all be millionaires and have 6-pack abs. And so I think for a lot of people, it's not a lack of information, right? If it was information, you could simply go and binge the 650 plus videos on my YouTube channel. I think what there really is a lack of confidence and trust that this can actually be done by yourself. I think that that's really what you get from the weekend workshop is that you see us actually doing deal analysis. You actually hear other people's struggles and you realize that their struggles are similar to yours, but you also find that there's other people in Tribe that they're one step further ahead and they've overcome that. So even if you think that there's something special about Ben or myself, because there's 50 other people in the room with us, it can really help you just level up your confidence and trust in the fact that like this will work if you're willing to put in the work.
Yeah. And all the other tribe members that are supporting in the comments and saying I was there or I was part of it, they're all proof, folks. Here's the thing. I just want to let you guys know what happens. If we get 50, we're going to start another date. Just so you guys know, I don't want more than 50 people in that room. I want to keep it tight. I want to keep it focused. Okay. I don't like wasting time. I don't like just herding sheep. I want to get you in a room. I want to get to know your name. Where do you live? What are your goals? And 50 other people will get to know you. Think about that. 50 other people investing in themselves will get to know you. Plus, I'm going to introduce you to all the other people that have already gone through and graduated. If you want to get in the right room, Beta is a great place. That's a free community to come and join us. Alpha is where the education starts, but the boot camp is where the results truly take shape. So I just want to put that out there for you guys that want to take it up a notch. That's where you need to get into that room there. So just join us. Click the link if you haven't done so. We're going to be on for another 13 minutes, and then we're going to roll out of here for the night. Do me a favor, y'all. I get this question every time. No, I will not promise this will be available tomorrow. In fact, as soon as this thing closes, the software will send out the links and the free gifts and stuff. Please don't email me tomorrow. Like, I thought about it. I finally wanted to join now. Can I still get the 2-for-1 BOGO deal? The answer probably no. Okay, just to be honest and fair with you guys, I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a bullshitter. I hate people who lack transparency. I hate hypocrites. I will tell you exactly what's going on. So one of the cool things for the weekend is bring your questions. We're going to deep dive whatever question you have. In fact, I write down every question the attendees have, and we make sure we cover it ad nauseum to make sure you walk away with the answers that you're looking for. And if that's not enough, like that's next weekend around the 30th, right? This Saturday with Chris Rood and myself, a whole bunch of other awesome stuff. We're going to be talking for about 6 hours. We're going to be getting into the gritty of personal development. It's going to be powerful. In fact, this is the first personal development Saturday that we've ever done. So I'm very excited. Nobody's ever been through this training before, and we've been prepping this year, and I'm really, really excited to just get this going. So like, if you want to be the first one through the personal development training, just grab this ticket right now and come join me. Okay. Awesome. Matt, we got a few minutes left, buddy. Go ahead and grab some more comments if you like.
So I see Bruno from YouTube had a comment, and I think this is a common limiting belief that we really focus on crushing during the weekend workshop. But Bruno was saying, my biggest struggle is finding cheap credit. I have a difficult time paying high interest rates to B lenders or private lenders. And so I don't think that this comment comes as anything new to me or Ben. We hear it all the time from new investors. And I'm going to kind of push on that limiting belief a little bit. Realistically, if you can't make money with your deal at an 8 or a 10% interest rate, I think Ben or myself are really going to have to call into question whether you have a real deal, real opportunity under contract. Mm-hmm. If the only way you can make money is at a 2.5% interest rate, you don't actually have a real deal. And this is one of the real problems that we address during the weekend workshop is far too often investors are lying to themselves about what a good deal looks like. Just because you got it for 5% under asking doesn't inherently make it a good deal. You need to understand and have a very specific business model and be able to plug opportunities and deals into that business model. In fact, over the weekend workshop, Ben breaks out this whole thing on return on time. You guys have maybe seen it's a theme that I'm hitting a lot now on my social media. It's so important. Way too often I find investors bragging about their return on investment or their cash on cash or their IRR, their internal rate of return, or the NPV of a property, but they're not actually looking at, how much time and energy are they putting into this opportunity versus the other opportunities. And I think I may be guilty of this on my YouTube channel, or at least a lot of my audience is, of thinking that you have to be a buy and hold investor in order to make money in real estate. And again, we really challenge that belief during the weekend workshop. And if you're no longer just a buy and hold investor, now you're able to take on deals and you're able to take on interest rates like 8 or 10% so that you can open up a whole other spectrum of potential lenders for your real estate investing.
Yeah, let me touch on that, guys. There's no specific box to real estate investing. This is a very personal endeavor. So I want to remove some shit out of the way for you guys, okay? And hope you don't mind my cussing, but I'm just being genuine with you. A lot of times we think we have to fit into somebody else's idea of what real estate investing means. Real estate investing should liberate you from the financial burdens that you have. It's a simple math problem, right? How do you get enough income to create the lifestyle that you want, that you've designed for yourself? So you have to reverse engineer the process. You need to like look at your life and say, this is the life I want. This is how much income I need. And we get so stuck in strategy and analysis that frankly, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you in the weekend. It doesn't matter. Strategy is nothing more than a simple exit opportunity. I'm going to reshape the whole way you think about real estate, because I guarantee you it's not wrong or right. It's right or left. And the way that most people think about real estate is just slow. So I can show you the fast way, and I'll identify the slow way too, but I'll show you the fast way that you can really accelerate your growth. Guys, I went from having a portfolio making $3,000 a month, and I was able to position that portfolio, flip it around to a very passive business that spits out $30,000 every month. Not to mention the active side of my business, which also spits out, tons of money. So it's different. People have different opportunities. So I want you to realize it starts with you. What do you want? What are you trying to accomplish? How much time are you giving yourself? Some people might want to quit their J job. In fact, we've got a few people. I've got this thing that you guys may or may not know about. I'm calling it my Humble 100. I want to help 100 people quit their day job. That's a goal that I have. I'm at 3 right now. We've got 2 more in the process of getting out. So I'm at 3 in the last few months, okay? If you want to be on that journey with me and you want to join that Humble 100, what I need you to do is invest in yourself and show up. Show me that it's important to you. Show me that you care. So just click the link, come hang out with me for 2 days, and we're going to talk about if it's a good option for you. Because listen, like anything else in life, I can't give you an in-the-box answer, right? You don't want that. You just want what's best for you and your unique situation. So we're going to navigate the waters together, and that's what a mentor should really do. Not just feed you some garbage just because reciting some facts about stats or whatever they heard from CMHC, okay? We got about 6.5 minutes left. Matt, you can pick up the next one, dude.
Awesome. So just wanted to comment. I see a bunch of people joining, so that's awesome to hear and see in the comment section, as well as want to give a shout out to Club McDonald on YouTube, who also jumped on and is going to be joining us for this weekend workshop. So
awesome, man. Awesome. See you there.
So just looking for a few more questions. Feel free to jump in there, guys. We still do have a few more minutes left.
Yeah.
And
yeah, somebody said, I want to do JV deals. A lot of the JV stuff, guys, is again about who do you know, right? A lot of times we struggle to find money for JV deals or active partners doing JV deals. Getting in the room with people that are actually doing it will help clarify a lot of those different matters. If you struggle to raise money and you don't know how to have the conversation with a potential private lender, a lot of people struggle with that. I am a lender. We're going to go through exactly how I look and evaluate deals and exactly what you can do to make sure you get a clear-cut answer from a lender quick. There's only 2 things lenders really care about: risk and reward. And are you able to clearly articulate the 2 items that's important to a prospective lender in a language that they want to hear it? There's usually there's like a big disparity I find between people who send a picture and a price and will you fund this, and then people who send a dissertation 20 pages long and will you fund that, right? Neither of those are the answer if you want to connect with private lenders. They don't breed confidence and they don't breed convenience for the lender to want to do a deal with you. So we're going to go through the exact language. Listen, you might come to this thing and spend whatever it costs you, a few $100. You're going to get a whole bunch of training, but what you're going to get is clarity on the things that might be holding you back. The one thing that might be holding you back from getting that loan, putting that deal together, putting your first deal together, or moving forward and creating a real business out of this thing, because that's what real estate's supposed to do. Real estate's supposed to serve you, not the other way around. I don't believe in you becoming a slave to your real estate. I believe in real estate as a vehicle serving you and your purpose and your revenue and your family and life, okay? So yeah, Looks like we got a few signups already. Awesome, guys. I'm excited to connect with you. I'm personally excited to get to know you on a deep level. Matt, let's take about 4 minutes, dude, and then we'll wrap it up for the night and we'll get rolling. The weather's way too nice. I'm about to have some barbecue, so.
I hear you. So I saw someone else just talking about, they're struggling to connect with other investors. And again, I definitely sympathize with that. Both Ben and myself, we did the lone wolf thing at the start when we got into real estate investing. For myself, for the first 6 years, I was a lone wolf. And just to give you guys perspective, on last week's webinar, I broke down for you how I think in the first 6 years, I acquired maybe 5 or 6 properties. But then in my 7th year, I guess it would be, in that year alone, I acquired 32 units. The difference was I started networking. The difference was I started really telling other people what I was trying to do and started connecting with like-minded individuals. I think one of the things that a lot of people don't expect when they attend the weekend workshop is all the connections and relationships they're going to walk away with after the fact. So again, there's 50 other people in the room with you, and we really identify who wants to be active partners, who's looking to be more passive or money lenders. And all of a sudden you can start connecting with these people because you start to learn their story. And because we literally do spend, like Ben said, like 18 hours over the course of a weekend together. So these are long, intensive days. We encourage you guys to make sure you've got your camera on because it's not just important that we see you, but it's important that your fellow CashFlow Tribe members see you. Because again, they're going to be the ones that go on to be the next Matt and Ben, the ones that go on to dominate their local real estate markets the same way that we've dominated our local real estate markets.
100%. Other people got what you want. Grant Cardone says, who's got my money? I'm telling you, other people have your money because other people can help you create deals. I just want to help one thing. People say, I don't have time, right? I need to find time. Folks, I don't think you can ever truly find time. They don't make any more of it. In fact, we can only create more time by having more money. See, when you have money, you can pay for things. You can pay for convenience. You can buy back your time. So many of us got families and people trying to connect with, and we want to spend more time with those families. But the problem is we're at our jobs every day, all day. Wouldn't it be amazing to just have enough money where you didn't have to go to your job anymore? What if you could just make only $5,000 a month? $5,000 a month would be life-changing to a lot of people. It would give you options. It would give you more flexibility in your time to choose where you want to spend the time that you got. Folks, you don't have to make $200,000 a month, like us and try to make these big businesses happen if that's not what you want. You can make $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month. So imagine the return on investment if you really focused on like, what do I get? What do you get for $500 is what if you do one deal a month and make $5,000? Would it be worth it to you? Would it be worth it to you guys? Yeah, I go through everything. Somebody says, do you go through your playbook? I go through my playbook on OPM. I have no reason to hide anything from you guys. I'll just share everything. I will tell you the truth though. Most people that I give away my information to for free, they'll never do anything. I just dropped my free wholesaling book. I put it in Tribe. You guys can have it for free. It's in every group. Just go and grab it, go download it, go read it. The problem is this, folks. I guarantee you 80% of people won't do anything with it. They'll get more education, more information. They'll have more cocktail banter when they're talking with their friends, but they won't act on it. And it's sad to see because for me, I'm so focused on results, in every area of my life. And if that's you, you're going to resonate with me, right? And, if you're new to real estate, you might resonate better with Matt. We're both there to help you guys. We have no ego. Anyways, we're going to shut this down in about a minute. If you haven't done so, do it right now because it will be gone in a minute. Go click the link right now. Grab your, grab this opportunity. Come join us. Get the double offer right now. So we have an entire 2-day weekend. The follow-up Q&A, the private Facebook group, and that's access to that forever. The private network chat, plus the Facts Action bonus. I'm giving you my entire wholesaling course, the entire thing, which is almost 24 hours of direct content, paperwork, finding sellers, finding buyers, all this stuff. I'm also going to give you the full Saturday event with Chris. I'm going to throw that in there for you. There's never been a better value ever. If price was your problem, it's not a problem anymore as of today. And if all that stuff isn't good enough, if over $6,000 of value is not good enough, I will give you 100% refund if you're not happy by the end of first day. Click the link because we're going to be out of here. Appreciate you guys. Okay, there we go. So Matt, anything you want to wrap with? Because we're out of here, man.
Yeah, I just, again, want to encourage everyone, especially if you're watching this on my YouTube, make sure you take action fast so you can get that Chris Ruud bonus, because Chris Ruud is a phenomenal speaker that you do not want to miss out on. And just fun hanging out with you guys on another Thursday night. If nothing else, I'm glad that you guys at least invested this hour into your further education with real estate investing.
Yeah, just want to let you know, we appreciate you guys. We love our real estate community in Canada. We want to keep impacting people in a positive way. And whether you need a gentle reminder or a kick in the butt, we're here to give you both. But we would love to see people get results. We're very, very focused on that, because truly for us, we do this as an impact piece. And we believe that if the personal impact can grow, if your money, your finances, and your development can grow, then you can truly serve so many other people. And Matt and I, guys, we already became financially free at 30, 31 years old. And we do this because we love it. I absolutely love this community. You guys are phenomenal. I'm so excited to see all the deals being done and the different conversations and relationships that are being built. I've got to know hundreds of people in Tribe. It's been such a huge blessing for me and my life. And for me, it's a calling and a ministry. So I love this. And I know Matt's been investing in communities for years now. So this is very fulfilling. Just want to let you guys know, you guys are awesome. And we love you guys. And we appreciate you all so much. So until next time, keep growing, stay humble, stay focused, and believe in yourself. You guys can do this.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.